Hey everybody, I thought I'd work you through this worksheet that I gave you. So this is a worksheet for mapping out automatic negative thoughts and trying to get a hold on what are the patterns that continually happen in our life that are getting us stuck in a loop. So in this example, I'm going to walk you through a completely made up scenario. So this is a made up person, Katie, who is a trans woman and uses she, her pronouns. And Katie wore her most favorite outfit. It's the femmiest outfit that she has. She feels super good in it. She wore it to the grocery store, and when she was checking out, she was misgendered by the clerk. So the first thing that we want to do is think about what was the automatic negative thought that came up. And so when we're thinking about this, we really want to dial into only one or two main thoughts. We don't want a paragraph here about what you were thinking, just what is the real core of what you were thinking. And we don't want it to be phrased as a question. So we don't want it to be, for example, do people like me at parties? Because in this context, you would not be saying, hell yeah, everybody loves me at parties. Definitely. In this context, you would be saying, do people like me at parties? Nope, never. They never like me at parties. So we want to really dial in to what we're actually thinking and not ask that question. So in this case, I'm cheating a little bit, and I'm going to copy and paste some stuff into the wrong thing. Here we go. So Katie was thinking, I'm never going to pass, and therefore people will never see me the way that I want to be seen. The emotion that Katie felt as a result of this was defeated, sad, and hopeless. Excuse me. And when I asked Katie, what did your body feel like in this context, in this hypothetical human, Katie was able to tell me that her body felt small. She felt herself kind of shrinking. It felt heavy. It was mainly in her chest area. Heart was racing, and she noticed that she was feeling kind of jittery and a sense of wanting to get away as quickly as possible. So we know that fight or flight was activated for Katie. And then what did Katie do as a result of this? So Katie didn't say anything to the clerk, didn't correct the misgendering, felt herself physically shrinking, her shoulders kind of moving up by her ears, kind of hunching a little bit, and then went home and had a Netflix binge and didn't talk to any friends. So having a Netflix binge, everybody needs that every once in a while. You need to take a mini vacation and not think about things. But in this case, for Katie, it wasn't a super helpful strategy for her. Now, the really useful thing about this is really pulling apart what are the thoughts and what are the emotions and how did your body feel and your behavior to map that out and understand what was going on for you. But also, these sections up here are all super useful for trying to map out what is the pattern here and how does it relate to other experiences or feelings that I have in my life. So when we look at the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings, the core belief that comes up for Katie the loudest, and this can be a bit of trial and error to get to. It's not always as easy as copying and pasting like I am now. Is I'm not valid as a woman. Just accidentally down here as well. There we go. Okay, so that is Katie's core belief that she's working with. And we look up here at the relevant history. And why might Katie have this as such a strong message for herself? And so in digging into this hypothetical person, we found out that Katie never felt seen by family, was told repeatedly by family to not wear this or to be less feminine, and then had a partner when she was first coming out that said that she'd never be a real woman. And those things really stung, as you can imagine. And so what kind of beliefs and rules and assumptions might Katie be having that are acting here? So I'm going to copy and paste a few things. So I must pass 100% of the time to be valid is a belief that Katie holds. And another belief is if I don't pass as cis, it means that no one will see me the way that I want to be seen. And there's some things that didn't get copied here because of space, but some other core assumptions, rules, and beliefs that Katie was working with were it's my fault if I don't pass, because if I don't pass, it means that I'm doing something wrong. And so some of the compensatory strategies that Katie was using would be things like isolating. So Katie went home, she didn't talk to friends, she watched Netflix, she's really kind of hiding away and shrinking like we were talking about. The next time Katie goes to the grocery store, she wears clothes that she doesn't love. She wears stuff that would really help her just kind of blend in, where it feels a little bit safer if she gets misgendered because she wasn't trying, if that makes sense. And not asserting herself. So not correcting people's pronouns when they get, or correcting people using the wrong pronouns for Katie. So in general, just kind of shrinking down and feeling smaller. So once we have a handle on what happened in this actual event and how does it relate to these other things that are going on that are more of a broad pattern in our life, then we can really start diving into where can we intervene at each of these levels to start breaking this pattern and to start helping Katie be able to step into her power and do what feels good for her in these settings. So that may not mean correcting the grocery store clerk. Everybody is different. But what I would want for Katie in this scenario is that she would walk into that grocery store feeling really confident and have that one experience with a clerk not be the thing that convinces her of whether or not she is a valid person or valid as a woman, which is her identity. So I hope this is helpful in trying to get a handle on some patterns that are going on in your life. In Genderfuck, we will be diving into worksheets like this a little bit more. I'll be helping you walk through ways that we can intervene and really digging into what are some of these core beliefs? How are we going to start challenging those core beliefs and developing new, more positive core beliefs, which then helps us a lot more easily have thoughts, emotions, feelings in our body that align with a more positive core belief. So I hope that is helpful. Have a great day.